You've heard me talk about third paradigm chiropractic before. What you need to be successful in this model is a bridge from symptoms to whatever you're specifically addressing. In our case, it's spine and nervous system. You could call that subluxation, whatever other terminologies you use for that. But you need some kind of connection between where patients are at and where you'd like them to be in terms of focusing on what you would like to focus on. I'm Dr. Jamie Richards, CEO of Life by Design, clinic director at the Life by Design Center in Blenheim, Ontario, and founder and developer of the retention-based practice method. Now, this is one of the most significant, powerful concepts that you can learn. And if you want to see massive improvements in retention, it's my feeling that you have to absolutely get this down. Now, you don't have to use the exact same words that I'm using, but the concept we use is core problem and collateral damage. And I like that visual. So if you think about, one of the images we use inside of our communication day 1, day 2 is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And so you've got this Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's crooked, it's distorted. People understand it, they can see it, they can connect to it. And stress or gravitational forces are unequally distributed through this building. What happens is an accelerated deterioration or breakdown. And what you are left with is a bunch of collateral damage where the real core problem is, and the patient can understand that and get that. Now, where modern healthcare and where most healthcare takes, approaches, even traditional chiropractic, where most traditional chiropractic focuses, and I do use these words, what they're looking at is the collateral damage, and they're trying to address the collateral damage. And while that can be great, can have some really short-term benefits, and I think traditional chiropractic can be wonderful, really what we'd like to do is address the core problem. And patients understand that. It also creates a major framing for you for whatever conversation you're having, both at the beginning and on an ongoing basis in terms of building agreements and win-win relationships with your patients. We use this in marketing as well. It's really, one of our most successful campaigns is communicating this idea of core problem, collateral damage, and then leading people to, whether it's a visual, a webinar, a case study, a video sales letter, and understanding that you really should be having testing to identify the nature of this core problem and how this core problem is affecting you and in which ways. Now, the last thing I'll tell you is this is allowing you to practice in a true third paradigm chiropractic model. Let's say a patient comes in and they say, hey, Dr. Jamie, I've got, a shoulder issue, and this is what I feel today. And I'm doing my checkup and I'm still going to probe them. Hey, well, what happened? How long has that been going on for? It's not as if I'm discounting their symptoms. There's still a connection there and a conversation. And then my bridge is great. So there might be some other things happening here, but here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that the core problem, or in our practice, subluxation, I want to make sure that the subluxation and the interference in the nervous system is not the primary component to that problem. Make sense? I want to remove that problem so it's not contributing to that problem. Another great analogy I use a lot is the sliver. So let's say somebody has a specific injury. I say, look, if you had a sliver, there's an injury where the piece of wood went in, right? And if you'd like that to heal, ideally you pull the sliver out and then everything has to heal. The same is true with spine and nervous system. The same is true with the subluxation. I'm going to do your analysis today. And if I find subluxations, I'm going to make corrections. But that doesn't mean that your injury is magically going to disappear. There's no magic wand I can wave over that and it just all goes away, which is what people think, by the way. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to remove that sliver, in this case, the subluxation, and we're going to put your body in a better condition to go through the healing process, and it'll be able to do it in a more efficient way. Does that make sense? Yes. So what you're saying is, I'm going to address this problem, which may be related to this problem. It also may not be related to this problem. And this goes back to giving people a basis and a foundation to create an ongoing long-term relationship, whether they feel good or bad, have diseases or don't have diseases, have symptoms or don't have symptoms. That is true third paradigm chiropractic. And that is really, along with the communication and win-win agreements, that is the basis of an exceptional retention-based practice. I'm Dr. Jamie Richards. Make it a great day.